Tech Legion CES 2014. We're here at the Silverstone Suite to look at some of their sweet new innovations. I have Tony here. He's going to go ahead and show us around with some new innovative products and maybe some old that have some a little bit refinements on them.
Okay, so let's start off with DS380. So we actually showed a prototype case of back in Computex last June. You're seeing now a fully production unit. So if we turn to the left side of the case, you can see behind the filter there are two 120mm fans acting as intake, and there's also a real 120mm exhaust fan on the back. So what makes this case very different than all the other ones of this size, which is only around 22 liters in size, is that it has a total of 12 drive bays. So there's 8 hot swappable drive bays on the front of the case, which is compatible with 3.5-inch or 2.5-inch drives, and additional 4 more 2.5-inch drive cages over here. So you can see in this demo system, we actually hooked up all 12 drives to this one motherboard by ASRock. It has 12 SATA ports. It's really incredible for a mini ITX motherboard.
Wow.
So it's a perfect match for the DS380 that we're showing. And you can also see we have these CP11, really thin and low profile SATA cables that's connected between the drive and the motherboard.
Okay, so you actually, it actually plugs in from
the backplane. Is a backplane here that supports both the SATA port and the SAS port.
Okay, so very good.
It is very clean looking despite all those cables because they're really thin. And what makes this case also a capable mini ITX case is that there is a gap, if you see here, through the drive cage. So that means you can sacrifice just one drive to install a long graphics card inside.
Okay.
So usually with mini case design, they have these modular drive cages. We have to remove one of the cages to put in a long graphics card, and then losing maybe 3 or 4 drives. But with the DS380, you only have to lose one to get the graphics card inside. Okay. So moving on to the case next to it is the SG12. Okay, so this is making a debut here at CES. This is our micro ATX small form factor case. So the basic design of this case is based off of the older SG01 and SG02 case that was released many years ago. But we've made improvements to it, added more modern fan support up to 120mm, up from the 80mm fan that it had only. And the drive cages have been rearranged to support more 2.5-inch drives. Okay. And there will be 2 versions of this case. So one called SG11, which will come with a plastic front panel, but it has some metallic-looking surface. There is a little bit of fingerprint magnet, so it may not show up too well on the camera. And then there's the SG12 with the aluminum front panel with this little handle here. You could pick up portability. So those are the 2 newest cases that we have here. So if we move on to this side, these 2 cases are also making a debut here at CES. They're the GD09 and GD10 full-size ATX HTPC cases. Okay. So what makes them a little bit different than the other full-size ATX cases that we had before is that they're smaller than before. Okay. Usually with the full-size ATX HTPC cases, they're usually around 43 centimeter deep. These are around 10 less, so around 35, 34.
Very nice.
But they still fit all the core components that you would like to put in a HTPC case like this. So full-size ATX motherboard, full-size power supply, any graphics card on the market, reasonably large CPU cooler, and the only thing you have to really sacrifice is the drive space. Where we have cases before that fits maybe 6, 7, or 8 drives, this one's down to 2 drives for 3.5, 2 for 2.5. But what you gain is a much, much more compact size case. In fact, some mini ITX cases from another company are bigger than this. So again, one body with two different phone panels. So one plastic, and this one has a aluminum front door.
Yes.
Opens up like this.
Okay, so it's
lock.
lockable aluminum
It's
front door.
lockable. So you
Even
can
hides
keep
the
kids out of the
3.0.
USB 3.
Yeah, so these are coming pretty soon, and
Okay.
around end of Q1 or early Q2. So the GD 09 will be priced around $75, one fan included, while GD 10 will have 3 fans included for around $100. External graphics card box via Thunderbolt. So we're currently developing this product with ASUS now.
Okay.
They designed the PCB that's used inside to
Okay.
convert Thunderbolt into a PCI Express slot for use with graphics cards. So you can see I have this nifty handle here on the top. With a push, I can open it up to reveal all the connectors from the graphics
Okay.
card and the power supply.
Great.
So if I open up this side, you can see this box will fit just about any graphics card on the market. And it has an integrated SFX power supply providing power for the graphics card.
Oh, okay.
There's also a fan here that provides cooling from outside directly to the graphics card.
Very nice. Very nice.
So here's a table of all of our cooling product and new accessories.
Okay.
So on the left side here, we have the new TD03 Pro. Okay, the original TD03 that we released last year was very well received. I guess a lot of people didn't like that we had used an older PET tubing. So when everybody else moved on to rubber tubing, so with the TD03 Pro we changed also to rubber
Okay.
tubing, but with this nice
You
looking
have a
sleeve.
nice braided sleeve on
So
top of
it
it.
sort of meshes very well with the all metallic water block that we have
Okay.
for this product. Okay, and we're a very big proponent of USB 3, so we're also launching all of these USB 3 adapters.
External ports.
Yeah, so USB 3 to VGA to gigabit LAN and to HDMI.
Oh, wow.
There's also a docking product that we're thinking about releasing. And these are some of the cable products that some are already on the market now, but they're really useful. And we are also planning on releasing these internal or external boxes to help you noise cancel the microphone sound. So I guess if you're playing online with your teammates, you want whatever you're talking to microphone to be free of background noise.
Okay.
So that'll be something that you can use. And right here we also have dual colored sleeve cable for power supply and new sets of fans. Some of the new one to note is the smaller 80 millimeter air penetrator fan with this air focusing grill that we've made popular in many of our cases. And there's also a thin 120 millimeter fan that's used in our newer cases, that small form factor as well. So they'll be really useful. We'll also be launching a new series of fans with very cool looking frames like these.
So are they going to? Is this a prototype color, or are you going to
that's
stay with the blue?
prototype. We're
Okay.
showing. We might go with this, most likely because our company color is blue and black.
Okay.
A little bit of white. Okay, looking here, we have the RVZ01, the Raven Z. We showed a prototype of this in Computex, and this is the shipping version. that you see
Okay.
now. So the plastic and all the components inside are much better looking than that prototype unit. And you can see here, this layout is probably familiar to some people already. It's the same or the similar layout that's been used on Steam machine, reference Steam machine, for example. So you have mini ITX motherboard with a riser card here supporting a large graphics card. Take this apart. You can see full-size graphics card. And there's still room here.
Very
You
nice.
probably put a Titan in there then.
Yeah, no problem. So it's one thing to actually design a case to fit these components, and it's another thing to design a case that can cool them as well. So With our experience in small form factor, we're able to design, actually custom design this fan to make sure that we can fit 2 of these fans to take care of the graphics card cooling needs. And there's also a top cover with a 120mm fan mount here as well that can this way provide cooling directly over the CPU. So you can also, with I guess a careful selection, choose the slim radiators that can fit here or here. So you can water cool your CPU and the graphics card.
Okay.
So obviously, if you're water cooling the graphics card, you wouldn't have
Right, you're not going to have that bulb there.
Then you can use the slim fan that we include to mount the radiator there.
Okay.
So it's a little bit bigger than maybe some of the other designs that uses the same component, but I think it really has the flexibility because of the larger size. And for CES, we're debuting the ML07 that uses the same internal as the RVZ01, but with a different looking exterior.
No worries.
So this aluminum brush lookalike is actually a plastic exterior.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so it sort of saves a little bit of cost, but it still looks very clean. We're right now demoing these color trim strips to show that it's easy to customize the case
Okay.
with maybe a different color trimming. We're unsure what color to include yet for these, so maybe we'll just include a bunch of them and let the user choose what they like.
Okay.
And I don't know what's your opinion on which color we should include. We haven't made our mind yet.
Red and green.
Red, green. Some people have suggested maybe silver metallic looking,
Silver
Nice
or
chrome or anything like that.
titanium, or even carbon fiber pattern. So we're getting all this feedback.
I would do the silver.
CES.
I mean, maybe tone down the blue a little bit. The blue might look nice. A little bit darker. It might look nice.
Okay. So let's move to the other side of the table. So we also demoed RV05 late last year. So this is our 5th Raven case, and it marked the return to a sort of a vertical layout for motherboard mounting. And if you notice, the simple layout is a very efficient looking structure. There's no 5.25-inch drive base now for this case. We think for future PC enthusiasts, they may not need a 5.25-inch drive.
Yeah, no
base
more
anymore.
optical drives.
So we're able to use this layout and still design the case as very compact, which was our goal initially for the previous Raven cases. But they because of the limitation of having to always include a 5.25-inch drive base, we couldn't really never downsize them too much.
Right.
But with this design now, it's easy for us to make a very cool looking case.
And then so that goes on top.
Yeah, that goes. We don't have it here, but it really contrasts with the Raven one in terms of size, because it's only half the size of the original Raven case by volume. You still get to keep the compatibility with all the most important components that matters to performance, like the large CPU cooler, ATX power supplies, long graphics card, standard ATX motherboard. Okay, so the case right next to it is also making a debut here at CES. It's called the Fortress FT05. So it shares the same internal structure as Raven RV05, but with a very important difference on the outside being is not only style more conservative, but also is using aluminum for the exterior, as opposed to plastic on the Raven.
Right.
Other changes between the two cases are that the top ports is covered now
Oh,
with a fan dial to
nice.
adjust speed for the intake fans on the bottom. So the FT05 will come with the upgraded AP182 fan, as
Okay.
opposed to the AP181 with 3-speed switch. In the production version, this case will also have sound dampening foam
Oh,
on the
okay.
inside for quieter operation. And this part is we're still deciding on what to do with this.
Ambient lighting.
Probably not, but we're experimenting maybe with chrome plated steel trimming here, to give it really high-end look. So we'll see.
Very nice.
The Intel NUC cases, or NUC cases, this is already on the market. These two are getting close. So this one has a click top panel where you can insert a 2.5-inch drive into
Oh, wow.
So it's pretty
That's cool.
And this one here is also a fanless design, very much like the PT14. It has an extra capacity for a 2.5-inch drive inside. So you can see the size difference.
Of course.
We come to a point where the system is so small that adding a 2.5-inch drive doubles the size of the case.
Very nice.
Crazy.
Okay, so here are our power supply displays. This is a prototype that we're showing to sort of gauge interest from the visitors here at CES. We're unsure exactly where the market is, but it's interesting that we can make a power supply this size, this form factor, up to 400 watt.
Oh, wow.
So, it might be useful for people with maybe a multi-car setup and the extra power. But then with single power supply up to 1500 watt power,
Right.
we don't know if there's a need for that for the people with multi-car setup. But for small form factor, maybe it's also useful for cases with only one drive slot. But with the power supply location above the CPU, maybe they want to remove that limitation and put a bigger CPU cooler so they can use this in place. So we're not really sure, but we're gonna find out pretty soon this week to see what most people think. Last couple of years, we've been advocating downsizing power supplies. So here is some of the result of that. So you can see just recently we launched a 750 watt and also an 850 watt. We call Stratigo S. So these are currently the smallest ATX power supply with full modular cables of their wattage class. So very soon we'll be launching our new updated 1500 watt, also in the Stratigo S series. So at 180 millimeter in depth, this will be again the smallest power supply of its wattage, and it's class with full modular cables. So we're working toward that to hopefully get all the power supply down in size, so we can design more cases without having to worry about maybe leaving a lot of room just for power supplies. So same thing with the SFX. A lot of people probably know that if you're in small form factor computing, you probably know that we really heavily focus on SFX as the next sort of standard or mainstream form factor. I mean, motherboards you get ATX, micro ATX, mini ITX. So we think it's about time that we have a standard form factor like SFX as an alternative to power supply, not just always ATX. Because there's only so much you can do with
an ATX.
downsizing them in terms of depth-wise, but in terms of maybe the width and height, you still need to have something like this. This is half the size of ATX. So that's how it enabled us to build cases like RBZ01 and make the other machines like Steam Machine possible. So I'll say it on camera. There's been information leaked by accident that we were to develop a 550 watt SFX power supply.
Oh, okay.
So currently the highest wattage is 450 watt, which is by ourselves.
So we're accidentally saying 550?
Actually, a recent breakthrough enabled us to move past that wattage into 600 watt range.
Oh, wow.
So expect a 600 watt SFX power supply
SFX.
from Silverstone later this year.
Awesome.
Nice.